Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon on this beautiful, little cloudy, but it's still beautiful Friday afternoon. I am Portia Wheatley. I am the founder and the president of a nonprofit organization acknowledged as Trophy of Life Incorporated. And we have the great privilege, the honor, and the God assignment to render hope, encouragement, and inspiration to you, our audience, across the whole wide world. And thank you for joining us on this platform, acknowledged as Project 365. Let me bring in my co-host.
Happy Friday. My name is Takira Swan, and I am so happy to be here with you today. Today's guest, I cannot wait to hear from her and what she has to say. But before we give her the platform, I just want to remind our viewers who have not already subscribed to our channel to do so that you can help us bring hope, encouragement, and inspiration to the entire world.
To the entire world. I love it. And it's amazing. I was at a meeting this morning and had an opportunity to meet additional people that will, again, spread the word about Project 365 in another area. So, hey, every time we have the opportunity to do so, to share a message of hope, encouragement, and inspiration, we're his instruments who are going to do just that. Well, today, we have the one and only Nichole Bess. We are going to hear from a true entrepreneur, one who is, she's a mom, business owner, nationally known in the work that she does as a designer. It is amazing where you come from, where you are, and where you're going. That's exciting. And I know there are thousands and thousands of entrepreneurs out there in our audience who may not have had the greatest start, but once you get started, you're like, I'm not looking back, I'm not going back. And Nichole is going to help us to find out how to keep that status, how to continue to soar as well. But we're just so grateful, Nichole, that you took the opportunity to accept our invitation to come. Now you're going to actually share what you know, how you got there, all of that, and keep that, look, that smile right there. I know you may not have had it all the time, but once you got it, and I know you have steps that you still have to climb. So we want all of that information because I know there are entrepreneurs that have not actually made that step of faith, the step of using courage and faith and all of that to get to what they want to do in life and reaching their dream. Well, tell us a little bit about yourself, Nichole.
Well, first and foremost, ladies, thank you so much for thinking of me and having me on your platform. I'm a publicist of almost 18 years, and this is what I do for people on a normal basis. Whether I have other businesses or not, that will also cause for this type of interaction. But I have to tell you that I kind of felt a little nervous almost, like, oh, they want me to talk about myself. So nonetheless, though, there was something that you all saw that deemed me worthy, and I really, truly appreciate it. I just truly appreciate in general where God is going, where he is taking me. And, I can never leave, him out of the equation. A little bit about myself, guys. Like I just said, I've been in PR, public relations. For those of you that don't know, no, I'm not a publisher. Don't call me about your book. I don't handle those type of clients, and I don't publish books. But for almost 18 years, literally, guys, I got my start when I was just a young girl in college. I'm from Maryland, and I left home at 17 years old, and I moved to Tampa, Florida. So crazy that I would come back to Tampa, Florida, like 14 years later, right, to live and to love. Because when I first moved here, the first year, I was like, man, this is too country. They listen to like stuff I've never heard before. It's not Jay-Z, it's not Nas, it's not anything. So at that point, I had taken out myself a $19,000 loan at just 18 years old, moved myself to New York, and my parents were like, "What are you doing?" Because I re-put myself in school and everything. I had it all figured out. I sold everything. Mind you, they, cleared out the savings. They put me in my own place. They didn't want me to live on campus. They furnished the entire place. They sent me everything I needed. And I was like, I just can't do it. Well, while I was here in school in Tampa at 17 and early 18, one of my African-American teachers, well, my only teacher that was African-American at the time, she's like, listen, there is an internship opportunity in New York with Russell and Kimora Lee Simmons. Do you want it? What do you mean, do I want it? I've always been like a little like old lady, like my family and friends call me Gram, and they call me Gram because my grandparents, they said that I was an old baby growing up. I was out. Do you hear me? So I took this internship, guys, in the city, and through Kimora, I met the supermodel Naomi Campbell and her cousin Desiree at the time. Back in the day, Naomi Campbell used to own her own PR firm called NC Connect. And I met them, and the rest was history. I then began to research how to start my own PR firm. And at the time, I was going to school for fashion design and marketing. PR, nowhere in sight. It wasn't even offered at my school, neither school, right? So I just kind of self-taught, and everything that I had learned from them. Of course, the industry at that time was a little different, meaning a little different, not a little different, but it was things I never seen before that was going on. And so I started my own firm at the tender age of 19, and I've been operating in it ever since. And I'm 37 years old as of last week. I've been operating in it ever since. There has definitely been ups and downs and highs and lows. I actually title myself a serial entrepreneur because I just can't see my personal freedom being taken away by someone else's, to fulfill someone else's dream. I couldn't see it. I can't see it. I worked corporate America, guys, for 6 months. I sued the people for discrimination. Okay. So and how I even got the job, can you imagine me, a dental assistant? I mean, not a dental, I was a practice manager, not a dental assistant. I was a practice manager running a $2 million dental office. And it was all off of a resume I made with all of my businesses, and I made all of my friends my bosses. So when they called, because I thought I was done with entrepreneurship, or at least I knew I needed a break. For everybody that is out there right now that's watching this and that is an entrepreneur that feels like they need a break, do not give up, do not cave in, do not quit, because your greater is a lot closer than you think. Don't even miss the mark, because I feel like I can't even tell you what I learned by being a practice manager at a dental office. I mean, I basically took my fashion and flair and PR and marketing into the dental office and made everybody else do my work. You know what I mean? So don't give up, don't cave in, don't quit. Your greater is right around the corner. There's so many times where I just felt like, man, because, in business and in fast moving business, guys, there's so many people that want to attach themselves to you. It could just be as simple as your smile. There's so many people that want to attach themselves to you. It could just be as simple as the way that you speak, what you have to offer, the way that you dress. But you have got to stay focused. You have got to stay the course, and you've got to ask God for discernment. You've got to ask God to up that thing, because sometimes it's a dog eat dog world. And if you're like me, I see everything through rose-colored glasses, everything. So literally, I think everybody's awesome. Everybody's perfect. No one wants to hurt me. Everyone wants to get money together. This is how I think. And while we all know that that is not true, right? While we all know that these type of people that come and kind of shake your room, they are truly just there to learn you something, okay? They're truly there to just teach you something, okay? So it's not about how bad they hurt you or how hard it was that knocked you down. You have got to take the meat and spit out the bones. Isn't that what your grandmother used to say? Chew the meat and spit out the bones. Oh, I'm sorry. I had my live on, excuse me. But you have to learn how to do that, right? In order to be successful in business, because then you'll be, oh my God, like me, because that's how I was. I can't believe they stole my client. I can't believe they stole my contract. We went after this together, you know? Stay focused, stay the course. If I haven't learned anything over these past 18 years, it's to stay focused and stay the course. And sometimes, you know, we do these vision boards, or we think of all the glamorous things that we want, you know, everyone's new ideas, you know, I'm going to have the money to put my kids straight through college. I'm going to have this home put in their name at 12 years old. I'm going to put them on credit cards at 10, and they're going to have an 800 credit score coming out of high school, right? That's the new way of thinking. Well, y'all, it's possible, but there's a certain type of tenacity, a certain type of workload you must have in order to accomplish those dreams, right? You don't reach out to 5 people, okay? You said you don't reach out to 5 people a day, you reach out to 100 people a day. How bad do you want it? How bad do you want it? There's so many things that I didn't know coming into business by myself, that now that my kids are now 10 and one will be 11, 11, and then the other one will be 10, 12, and the other one will be 11 next week. They're only 16 months apart, guys, give me a break. But one will be 11 next week and then 12. So 12 and 11 years old, there's things that were not talked about when I was coming up in business, you know? So I'm like a kid in a candy store. I've even thought about, and I'm not a huge fan of school, but let me just say that I've thought about going back to school because people my age are just starting businesses. But so I'm a little old school. I'm a little washed up, like a granny in the game, you know? But I need to be able to keep up, because now I have new goals. Now I have new ideas for my children, for my future, right? For how I want to take care of my dad or my parents. You know what I'm saying? At this point in time, the one thing, another thing that I think that, and guys, feel free to ask me any questions. Okay. Another thing that I've learned in business, in that this is definitely something we're talking about, because can I be honest and say that I still struggle with it a little bit, is that a lot of us get so upset with our family and friends when they don't support us. Am I the only one? It's like, wait, I was just next door, right? It was like, wait, you could have came, or you could have called her, you know? But the reality of the matter is, I had a friend just break me all the way down a few years ago. He's like, your family and your friends are not your target market. They can't see you past where you are today. They can't see you past kicking ball. They can't see you past when you got married and your marriage might have failed. They can't see past those things. So you have to take that burden off of you and off of them too. That thing blessed me so good. It blessed me so good, because I'm like, I have a skincare line. My skincare line is Lucy, Lou, and Marge skincare. Lucy is my great-grandmother. Lou is what they called my mother, and Marge is my grandmother. So I always say wherever I go, I have my ancestors with me, right? But we have a big family. We're talking about 2 women that had 10, 11 kids. And then my mom had, you know, she only just had 2, and my brother had 1, and I have 2. But we're talking about a huge family. I'm thinking, because I'm doing one for the home team, that nobody will go to CVS ever again, because I have a good product, because I got in the lab with the chemist. I mean, how proud, right? There's nothing wrong with them using Neutrogena. It's nothing wrong with that. It's nothing wrong with them using Iman or Ceviche or whoever, Shiseido. It's nothing wrong with that. Skin is a very sensitive thing. And if you find something that works, then you work it, right? But I was taking it to heart. Get your family and friends out of your thinking when it comes to growing a business. It'll save you a lot of time and a lot of hurt and heartache and pain. It's okay for everybody to have their preference because you have one too, right? Always important to hit on that because we all struggle with that in the smallest way or even in the biggest way. What I love the most about being an entrepreneur is that I get to pick and choose my own schedule. I love it. If you guys would have asked me to fly to Maryland today, and although I have 2 children, I could have been there in studio today. There's nothing that can hold me back from whatever it is I want to do or wherever it is I want to go. You know, the true sign of growth in entrepreneurship is when you can hire people to also put food on the table for their children. But when you create a team that doesn't stifle your growth in entrepreneurship, that's when you know. That's when you know. I could have came today because there would have been someone to take care of my children, pick my children up, take them to martial arts. I mean, pick them up from martial arts and bring them home to feed them, right? I could have come and hung out for the entire weekend because there would have literally been someone, and I could have kicked it because because I have 2 assistants and a graphics team. The list goes on. But you've got to not be so scared to spend the extra money. Listen, sometimes guys, you might get $1,000. Let's just say you have one client that's $1,000 a month. You might need to pay out 75% of what you're making of that 1,000 in order to next month be at 2,000 or 5,000. Those people are going to help you grow your business. You can't be scared for where God is trying to take you. You can't be scared for where God has already predestined for you to be. See, you could be thinking Burger King, right? Step up from McDonald's because it's char grilled, right? And it smells good when you ride by. But God got something completely different. He's thinking 5-star and you thinking 1.5 stars. You thinking 1.5 stars. You have to be prepared for where God is taking you, but you've also got to get out of your own way to see where he is taking you. You've got to get out of your own way to feel where he is trying to take you, right? To be able to hear where he is trying to take you. So don't forget, in the midst of you moving forward, there are people that you're going to need to separate from.
Ooh.
There's going to be some people that you're going to, separation could mean come back, right? But there's some people you're going to have to cut completely off. There's some phone calls you're not going to be able to take. There's some text messages that you're not going to be able to answer. And it's simply because where God is trying to take you, you can't hear the same things. You can't read the same things. You can't dinner date or lunch date with the same people. You should always have 1 to 3 people in your circle that's just way smarter than you. If you're the smartest person in your circle, I'm sure we've all heard it, then you are just not smart at all. Bet on yourself in this season. It's bigger than you in this season. It's where you want to be in this season. But if you don't bet on you, you won't be where you want to be. So I keep me very near and dear to my heart. I keep me very close. I keep me very much surrounded with the people that love and respect and honor me the most. But check this out though. I also keep the people around me that's going to tell me, even in most exciting moment that you did wrong. So let's backtrack and then we could smile in 10 minutes. How about that? You know what I mean? So I keep those type of people too. If I even have an inkling, if I feel that if it doesn't feel good, if your presence doesn't feel good, you're not allowed. That's it. No, I'm not calling. No, we can't talk. I think right now we just need to kind of put this on ice. And it's okay to let new people in. For all you women that struggle with having female relationships, and all you women that struggle with women that may honestly be, I'm just going to say it how I'm thinking it, okay? All of you women that struggle with females that look better, speak better, carry a better bag, wear a better shoe, that's exactly who you might need to be gleaning onto. Let me tell you something. I thank God for my mother. God rest her soul. It'll be 13 years in February. I'm a plus size woman. If she never told me how to put on a girdle, oh Lord, I lost that at 24. I lost that at 24. So it's a lot of things that if she didn't teach me so early, I could be out here with a crop top. And y'all be like, no, she ain't no trophy. Like this ain't, she project 563, please. But something so small, she taught me how to speak.
Yeah.
Clear English. But I could get with the best of them too. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? She taught me that it's okay to smile. It's okay to be a Black woman that smiles. It doesn't matter how jealous they get. It doesn't matter how they treat you. You always show God's teeth. Okay? You always show that smile. We've got to get out of our own way. We've got to build God bonds, right? God bonds. We've got to build those, And y'all, it's 2021. God ain't changed. But let me just say this. I don't mean God bonds like every 5 minutes y'all got to be on the phone praying. Okay? Cut it. Okay? Cut it. But you got to have that. You got to have a prayer partner. You have to have somebody that when it gets rough in business, because it will. It's not, you can't skip it. You can't tumble over it. You can't go under you're gonna go through it. But you gotta have somebody in your corner that's rooting for you. And then vice versa. That's prayer, that's lunch. That's a quick text, That's a quick emoji of somebody dancing crazy in the street. You've got to find those people and hold on to those people and share with those people. And as you eat from their plate, allow them to eat from yours. Guys, I think that's all I really have to say. I could talk about hope and when my mother passed when I was 24 years old, I thought I died. Like I was so mad at her for 8 whole years. 8 years. She's only been passed away for 13. So more than half of the time that she's been gone, I was mad at her. Because I felt like one more breath, I'm your only daughter. I'm the youngest. I know you could have did this one more time for me. But in her absence, I felt her presence. I know that she's here. And I know that she's never, I know that she's so proud too. I know that she's so proud, but I just had to get out of my own little spoiled, selfish, ridiculous way that we all have a date and a time and we don't know when, It doesn't mean that she loves me any less. Y'all, I was going through, I thought she loved me less. I didn't know what. I didn't know what to really make of it, but for 2 whole months, I did not. I lost like 45 pounds. Like it was a bad, bad time, but I had to get up and I had to keep going. Sometimes life will just knock you down, knock the wind out of you. But let me tell you, your purpose is so much greater than that blow. You know, we're not here for ourselves. We're here for everybody else, not to be used, abused, and misused, but to show the heart of God and to love people as God would love us, you know? So keep going. Don't give up, don't cave in, don't quit. That's it. That's all I got.
That's all I got. That was wonderful. That was wonderful. I tell you, when you get in your groove and speak from the place of where you are, speak your truth, it's like we can talk. That's the way it is with my nonprofit. Just talk about what we do, my purpose, what God assignment he's given me. And then you start to go, it's like, okay, bring it in. But that was wonderful, Nichole. Thank you so much. It's you said so many great statements and great nuggets and great points and all. I liked I like two or three of them really that really stood out.
Yeah.
And one of the things I was thinking about, you can't do everything yourself when you're doing business. You can't be the accountant. You can't be the PR person. So when you get that $1,000 in that you were talking about, that just for an example, you may have to put that money out to whomever that will make you look good. For example, shout out to Casey Wood. My graphics, when I put graphics out, a flyer or whatever, girlfriend makes me look good. So I have to, that's a bill. That's a payable. So I have to do what I have to do, but we shine together. We shine together. So it's amazing. Just know that when you go in, have a plan. You're going to do this, and you don't have to start in a running position, crawl, and then you can walk, and then you can run in these positions. Many times people start out trying to do the big things, but you start off small, especially if you're pretty much starting with one or two people, So I pinch a penny for my nonprofit organization. Oh yes, I pinch a penny. And I know that I'm not supposed to, and I don't, thank you, God, I don't despise small beginnings.
That's right.
Don't despise that, because every step, I don't want to do A and then jump to G and then come back and do B. Don't do that. Don't do that. Step by step, make it work. Build that foundation. And then when God sees that he can trust you with little, more is coming.
Yes.
More is coming. Before I pass it on to Kira, I saw on was it Facebook, you were on the runway somewhere? Were you on the runway? Tell us about that.
So like I said, guys, like I'm a serial entrepreneur. So I have my hands kind of in a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I'm a big dreamer. And I don't see any stone unturned in my life. If I want it, I'm going to go get it. So I produced my first clothing line. First clothing line that actually hit New York Fashion Week runway this past season. So I was able to showcase 10 looks for spring, summer 2022. And guys, that in itself was a journey. Let me tell you how God do. Let me just brag on them real quick. Okay. 4 years ago to the actual date of me showing at New York Fashion Week, my Facebook memory reminds me that 4 years ago, I moved to Brooklyn and I produced a clothing line that never hit the runway. The reason it never hit the runway was because I shipped it through Greyhound shipping. It never, ever made it. 20 pieces, emptied my savings, moved me and my children to Brooklyn with not even a bed. All I had was a big apartment and nothing in it yet. But what we were about to do was we were going to hit the runway, and I was going to sell these runway pieces for a significant amount of money. I knew I could do it. I had everybody in town, every celebrity I could get there, every influencer, all my friends flew in from everywhere. only for my clothes to never show. Talk about embarrassing. Talk about being, I was sick and tired at that point. Like I slept on the floor at Port Authority in New York. I cried, I cried, I cried. I had a friend to keep the kids while I was just running from Brooklyn to the city, staying the night in Port Authority, just waiting for bags. Still to this day, I never received those bags. Brooklyn got hard it got hard for me. One day I just took the kids out of school and moved back to Atlanta, is what I know, right? Maryland is not my thing, so I'd never move there. Moved back to Atlanta, but 4 years to the date, I showed my collection in a better venue with friends that I would not have even imagined would have been there. Because guys, mind you, I kept this all a secret. No one knew that I was producing a collection. So I just invited people to Fashion Week because I'm a publicist. I've been doing it for 26 seasons, seeding people, bringing in celebrities, bringing in influencers, running the red carpet. I've been doing that for 26 seasons. So literally, my friends pulled up, had no idea that I was showing a collection. All the people that said they couldn't make it, or maybe, I'm not sure, mattered nothing to me. This was for me. I didn't want one bad word. I didn't want one bad thought. I didn't want no negative, nobody cross-talking, none of that. So when you saw it on Facebook, Miss Portia, everybody else in my life saw it for the first time. I can't even describe the moment. I can't even describe the moment, walking down. I had my youngest daughter, she's the same height as me, and she's only 10, and she wears like a size 10 women's shoe. So she looks like a little lady, okay? She wants to come, she's into arts and stuff like that. So she wanted to come backstage and help. The director said it was totally fine. So she's back there like loving this. My other daughter, she's 12, she's completely opposite. She's into books and science and building things, and like, she's so far removed from fashion, right? She just likes to look cute. She's coming in that age, So we walk out, and my oldest daughter is sitting front row. And I grabbed her hand like she was recording us, so happy, knee in the chair, recording us coming down. I'm like, no, this is all you too, That was the most exciting time because when I work, this isn't even my career, how I make money. I don't talk about it, So if you don't like follow me somewhere, if we're not like in business, my dad just asked a couple of years ago, how do you take care of yourself? Like I don't talk about it, right? But it was something I can't even describe to you. It was something to feel and something to see. And then not only that, I I had ran 2 billboards in Times Square at the same exact time. Did I tell anybody? Nope. I went alone by myself to Times Square. And then I took a picture and dropped it. People mean you well. Some people really mean you well. Even the ones that dog you mean you well. But sometimes on this journey, you just got to get quiet, put your head down, and only do the deliverables. Only show the deliverables. Because just, the one thing that the one quote that seems to bother me the most is that people want to see you do good, but not better than them. What world is that? Because remember, guys, I see things through rose-colored glasses. Like, all is well. Everyone wants to see me win. Everyone wants to partner with me. We're all going to go to the top. Yes, us together. What's your dream? I'll talk you through it. It's not real, though. It's not real. It's not true. It's not. It's just not. And it hurts my heart. It hurts my heart. Because that's a real statement. It's a real thing. Don't live your life. I don't live my life by statements like that. I never even could believe that hater was a real thing. Like, what's a hater? Like, somebody explained to me. I put it on Facebook because I'm like, what is a hater? We all want to see each other win. I'm challenging everybody that's watching this today that knows they got a little bit of nice nasty in them. Get rid of the nasty. Because ultimately, whatever energy that you're putting out there, whatever you are saying, whatever you are thinking that is opposing to the way that God sees his children, you're wrong. You're wrong. And I won't be the one to reprimand you. None of us here would be the one to reprimand you, but we're the chosen people. We're king's kids, so we're probably the last people that you want to speak against or think against, or
Absolutely.
Oh,
Absolutely.
like I just sometimes I just can't believe it's a thing. But nonetheless, 2 billboards in Times Square, clothing line, I still was able to handle all of my clients and all of their media. My clients didn't even know I was showing. And it was one of the best times of my life. So keep going. Don't give up. I never thought that I would have the time to take care of myself, because I've been taking care of people for so long and coddling their dreams and wiping their tears. But guess what? It's my season now. It's my turn now. It's my turn, and there's no turning back. And sooner than later, I will not be doing public relations. I will not be hosting any consultations. I will go into a cocoon and design until I die. And that's just the bottom line. That's where I'm at. So
I love it.
jump in. Jump in.
I love it. I love it.
Jump in it. Go ahead.
You've said so many nuggets during this time, like for real. And I know I always say this, but we repeat this for certain guests, because you definitely need to play this back, especially if you have a business that you have already, if you have a business that you want to start, if you have always dreamed of being an entrepreneur and setting your own schedule, but you're like, you know what, just not happening. Share this video, play it back, because it can happen. It will happen if you believe in yourself and stay focused and stay the course, like you said. Now, I don't know if you probably did not watch one of our broadcasts we had earlier, later last month, but someone talked about staying the course. So when you said that, I was like, this is confirmation. So anyone who watches this on a regular basis, that is confirmation. Put in the work, stay the course. And it may not be perfect all the time, but for anyone, I'm telling you, anyone that has done anything great, it has never been sunshine and rainbows on their journey to greatness. Never. And that is what makes their journey so great, because those obstacles that they've overcome, and that they stayed the course and they stayed focused, and then they were able to conquer those things that were challenging to them. I, like yourself, see things through rose-colored glasses. Miss Portia can definitely tell you that. So I've had to learn the hard way with a lot of things, not necessarily being naive with things, but I give people a benefit of the doubt, I give them a second chance. You would think people are like you, but it's not how it is. Right. It's not how it is in the real world. And that quote that you said, that people want you to do well, just not better than them. Unfortunately, that really is how the world is today. And sometimes I think people don't even mean it, because they do want you to do well, but it's like, but wait, I think I'm not doing as well as you. So I don't know, so that's where the whole envy and jealousy and hatred comes from. But even if that's happening to you guys, just brush it off. Listen, when you stay focused and stay in your lane, and you don't worry about other people and what they're doing and what they're thinking, that is when your dreams can really unfold. And I mean, you can look at anyone that's like successful and famous, but like wealthy, not just like rich with like material things, but like wealth with knowledge and health in their family, anyone who's famous in that way. And you can see that they've had some really like life struggles that they had to overcome to get there. So everything our guest said today, I'm telling you, I know for a fact, and other people can tell you as well, it is true. She's not just saying it, like, it is so true. And one of the things you said in the beginning of your when you started to talk was about the family and friends not being your target audience. I absolutely love that. Ms. Portia, we've talked about that before. You know, you have the trendsetters and you have the bandwagoners, and you know, it's just how it is. Some people are not going to see your vision, they're not going to buy into it, and you can't let that discourage you. And when you are becoming an entrepreneur, being an entrepreneur, whether you're physically selling something, I mean, anything that you are doing with your business, you're selling something, whether it's a physical product, whether it's virtual, whether it's hope, you're selling something. That's just how the world is. It's filled with transactions. You have to, you know, really hone in on your target audience. And you just have to just say, you know what? My family's not in it. There's a saying that, you know, strangers are the ones that are going to make you rich and wealthy. And that's just how it is. Strangers make you rich. And then everyone else will be like, oh, that's my cousin. I knew she could do it, you know, and that's fine. And that's fine. But, you know, you do you. You cannot let the people who are around you, whether it's by choice or not by choice, discourage you. And I love the way that you said, you know, create a team that does not stifle your growth. A lot of times people are, you know, they want to grow, whether it's mentally, physically, in their business, but people need to realize that growth is uncomfortable. I don't think, you know, they don't tell you that. They're like, oh yes, you want to grow, you want to be a better person, you want to be wealthy, you want to grow your business. Listen, anytime something is growing, whether it's in nature, business, money, it is not comfortable. It takes an entire process. So, and that's what I tell young people that I've mentored before. Like, listen, boo, you want to grow, you want this to work out. It's a whole process you got to go through, and you can't get scared when things get uncomfortable. So I just want to encourage everyone to do like our guest has done today. She has, you know, stayed the course, as she said. When things got uncomfortable, she kept pushing. If things didn't work out, she tried again. And now she doesn't have to, you know, follow someone else's schedule. That's the best, beautiful thing. Don't wait to create your own schedule when you retire. Enjoy your life now while you have health and youth in your body. So just watch this again. Take notes. I've taken notes. You know, we take notes all the time on our great guests. But, you know, invest in yourself, bet on yourself, believe in yourself, and anything you want to accomplish can really happen.
That can really happen with faith, trusting yourself, confidence. It can listening to broadcasts like this, individuals like Nichole, it can really happen. And start planning for it. Don't just wait until even an opportunity comes. Take the thoughts from your head, put it on paper, and work with it, and present it before God. You know, there's some. Never mind. Anywho,
It's good. What you was about to say was good, though. What you was about to say was good.
Nichole, thank you. Thank you for sharing, because we need more people who are soaring as you are to come back and let others know this is what you do. This is how you have to think. This is what you have to let go. This is what you have to build upon to make it in this world, in the marketplace, in the business world. So I encourage you, share this broadcast with someone that you know is an entrepreneur or a serial entrepreneur. Absolutely. And they will get some great information and help them build upon what they're looking to achieve. Anything else, Nichole? I saw a couple of times when Takira was talking.
I'm like, go.
It was good, wasn't it?
I know. Nope. You know what? Because I didn't really think this whole interview out. I'm like, there's so many things that I forgot, right? But I won't go backwards. But let me just say that your vibe attracts your tribe.
Yeah.
And be who you need in your life. And you'll attract the people that will carry you through your life. If, in fact, you guys ever want to reach out to me, I'm Nichole Bess on Instagram. I'm NicholeBess.com. I will be retiring soon. My passport to six figures, 15-minute call. And in 15 minutes, I just take your ideas and what it is you want to do. I break it all the way down financially and what you need to do in order to quit your job and or build your business in 15 minutes. We're in and we're out. Thank you all for having me so much.
Absolutely.
I appreciate it. I'm like, okay, I can talk. Maybe I can
Yes.
do lives and videos and things of that nature. You know what I mean? Because that's a
And
new
to actually
thing.
see this, make sure you go to our YouTube channel and subscribe. Now, did you place it on your Facebook page as well?
Yes, the live.
Yes.
Yes, the live is on mine. Yes.
Good, good. We make sure they are it's accessible to whoever wants to view it. So we make sure you
Okay.
go to our YouTube channel, my Facebook page, Takira's Facebook page, Nicole's Facebook page. It's available to you. All right. Well, we're going to leave you for today, and just know that Portia and Takira will be back with you on tomorrow, or shall I say, Takira, because tomorrow is the voice of the next generation. So I'm a little out of that age group. So Takira is the boss woman on
You don't look
tomorrow.
like it though.
Hey,
No.
hey, hey, hey. Anyway, thank you for joining us on today on this platform, Project 365. We love you. God bless you, and we will see you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.